Anyway, okay. So critical race theory is race because it occasionally makes some white people feel bad. Fucking define it, Pepega chatters. Fucking define it. What? Yeah. Going forward, I want people who are like critical race theory is racist to explain to me why it's bad or racist. Okay. Like, no more of this, like, it's bad because it's bad. Fuck you. Fucks with white kids, the fuck did they do? Why does it fuck with white kids, dude? Are you fucking stupid? I talk about, listen, you come into my chat every fucking day. Some of you are young. Do you feel a sense of shame and burden every fucking day for your whiteness? Now, obviously the trolls are going to say yes, but like, it's basically what I fucking describe to you in the terms that I use whenever I talk about systemic racism. I just did earlier. Like, the legacy of slavery and how it still is a fundamental part of like American societal development. Does that make you feel hurt and shame? Like, this is so fucking stupid. You didn't do it. You have no way. Like, do you have a time machine, dude? Can you go back and like, defeat your grandfather? No. So shut the fuck up. The only thing you can do is, not engage in that same kind of white supremacist rhetoric and make a better future. It's so stupid. Like, why do you feel guilty? It's like, you don't have to take ownership of this. You know that, right? Like, no one is asking you to defend like white supremacy. Anyway, so we are going to and oh, by the way, like, the thing I was gonna say is fucking my brain, dude. It's literally just melted at this point. Oh, what I was gonna say is, like, if you do feel a sense of shame for being white, like, stop being delusional, okay? Idiot. What the fuck is wrong with you? Don't do that. You are literally the one invoking guilt in the white people in this chat, then ask why you feel guilty. I'm white. I don't feel guilty. Why do you? You should feel guilty if you're still defending white supremacy. You should feel worse things than just guilt. But like, when I fucking talk about systemic racism and you immediately go, oh my God, I feel fucking guilty. You're invoking guilt by bringing up systemic racism. Like, well, you're a fucking idiot then. Okay? I don't know what else to tell you. You just stop being stupid.
Congresswoman Ilhan Omar setting off a round of Democratic infighting after appearing to compare the U.S. and Israel to Hamas and Taliban. She's now walked back some of her statements to a degree. Here to react, New York Congressman, member of the House Foreign Relations Committee himself, the co-chair of the House GOP Israel Caucus, who's running for governor of New York, Lee Zeldin. Congressman, first things first. She's on the Foreign Relations Committee. She thinks Hamas and Taliban and the U.S. and Israel are equitable, are equal, and are comparable. Where do you go from here with this statement?
He just looks like Mark Zuckerberg that got like slapped in the face. Okay. where do we go from this statement that is like literally true? Like, how do we deal with this actually true fucking statement? Like, it's true in the lighter way that Ilhan Omar mentioned it, which is like any act of aggression against civilians should be treated with the equal amount of scrutiny, regardless of whether a state actor or an ally is engaging in it. Okay, so that's one. That's what Ilhan Omar said, and it is true. It's literally fucking true. You fucking idiot. It's not equitable in the slightest. You are correct. It is not equitable in the sense that America is significantly better at doing terror than Hamas or the Taliban. Like, these motherfuckers could not imagine this kind of terror like that America does on a daily basis. So many more bodies, dude. Are you kidding me? So many fucking more bodies. So yes, you are correct. It is literally not equitable. Imagine thinking like a bunch of fucking pedophile goat herders are capable of destabilizing nearly every goddamn country in Latin America. Like, could you imagine just how psychotic you have to be like, the Taliban's worse than America, brother? Like, what, really? Worse than America? Really? Wow. It's crazy. Just wait till you find out what we did with the Taliban originally and how, like, what kind of role we played, America played, in the development of the Taliban. Just saying, like, there is nothing. It's incomprehensible. Okay.
It's not comparable, and we need to see more Democrats in Congress speaking out. We need Speaker Pelosi to remove her from the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Ilhan Omar should have been appointed to this committee in the first place. And this isn't some clean slate going into this. Ilhan Omar has in the past, in addition to all of her anti-Semitic remarks that she's made, she's blamed U.S. foreign policy for the al-Shabaab attack in Kenya. She's blamed U.S. foreign policy for the suffering of the Venezuelan people, not blaming...
Wait, what? Why is that even remotely controversial? Like, bro, if U.S. foreign policy is just so innocuous, okay, and is just kind of there as a suggestion, then lift the sanctions. Allow foreign capital to flow into Venezuela. See what happens to their economy. If it's insignificant and otherwise like not damaging at all, why is the United States very aggressively imposing sanctions upon Iran and Venezuela? And like completely shutting off the rest of the global marketplace from ever engaging with them and ever dealing with them. It's not a big deal. It's not that big of a deal. It's just like, come on. The United States did nothing.
Maduro, she once requested leniency for ISIS fighters to a judge. Why would she even be appointed to this committee in the first place is my question. We all know that if Ilhan Omar was a Republican, Pelosi would be the one leading the fight to hold her accountable. Big time double standard here.
First of all, absolutely not. I think Pelosi probably would be nicer to her if she was a Republican, okay? Democrats love sucking up to Republicans. And secondly, Pelosi's literally leading the fight against Ilhan Omar right now. So what delusional world are these fucking idiots living in? This makes no sense. Like, what do you want? What more do you want from Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats in charge?
It's good that some Democrats are starting to speak up a bit, but there needs to be a vote on her removal from that committee if they're not going to do it on their own.
So can you do it from the minority position?
There is a mechanism for bringing up a privilege resolution on the floor of the House. Hopefully that's something that gets done, and that would force a vote. It'd be interesting to see if these Democrats who are willing to say some stuff publicly would be then voting to protect her, to keep her on the committee. It's time for her to account. and to throw her off that committee. By the way, that's the least of the consequences here. And this doesn't, one thing, that she likes to say in defense, she starts like to using her biographical, demographical information as her defense. This has nothing to do with religion, ethnicity.
That's so strange because there's a white lady in the district across the fucking river from Ilhan Omar that never gets this kind of coverage. It's so odd. She's been defending Palestinians since 2001 using similar rhetoric. And yet no one fucking cares or talks about her like this. It's so odd. What do you guys think that's about? I wonder what the reason is. I mean, no one has ever been like Betty McCollum deserves to be murdered in the same way that like fucking everybody shits on Ilhan Omar. What's up? What's up with that? I wonder what it is. It's just so weird, dude. It's just, it must be a fucking pure coincidence that people don't get upset at Betty McCollum because she doesn't support Medicare for all. What? I mean, here it is. McCollum introduces historic legislation defending the human rights of Palestinian children and families living under Israeli Military Occupation Act. And by the way, she's been doing this. She's been doing this for a long ass time too. It's not even new. Like, I wonder where that comes from. A mystery. I guess we will never know. Anyway.
Ethnicity, race, gender, political party. This has to do with her as a member of Congress, right, putting out all this anti-American propaganda. There should be a very heavy political price to be paid.
You know, there's a theory that when you're a first-generation American, you're the most appreciative American. You've studied the citizenship. You worked hard to get it. It's not easy. Doesn't seem to be the case with her.
So the other part about this that I'm disgusted by, there was another video from another Fox News commentator, which always is like, know your fucking place, like you're a refugee. You know what I mean? They always have this kind of attitude towards her, and it makes me so mad. Like, dude, you're literally a monkey in a suit that churns out Republican talking points for geriatric racist fucks, okay? She's a congressperson. Know your fucking place, you pathetic filth, okay? You are nothing. You are, as normally, your footprint on American society is as significant as the dog shit I stepped on. Okay? How dare you? How dare you behave this way? How dare you fucking say that a person who overcame, like, literally being a fucking refugee in Somalia, that came to America and became a congressperson, is just like supposed to demonstrate how much she appreciates America. What have you done, motherfucker? She fought hard to be here and is doing her fucking job. You haven't done dick. You just crawled out of your ugly ass mother's pussy, and now you just sit and fucking yap all goddamn day. Taking ownership over, like, appreciating America. What is this? What is this fucking attitude? I just makes me so mad, dude. It makes me so fucking mad, dude. Seriously, it's like, why don't you appreciate America? Like, fuck you, asshole. She is appreciating America. She's showing her fucking appreciation by not engaging in the blind patriotism that you're demonstrating to, like, these nationalistic and otherwise white supremacist attitudes. You said it wouldn't get heavy today? Yeah, I lied, okay?
Yeah, I mean, you should. It's a non-starter, the idea of comparing the United States to a terrorist organization, especially a member of Congress or people close to Congress. But it's outrageous even if any American who's not anything to do with politics anywhere in this country were out there speaking out like this. So, Ilhan Omar is someone's, there's a lot of people following her, and they look to her as their leader. And this is something that if you don't confront it, it's going to get worse.
Why?
By the way, in case you think she's losing support from the squad, forget it. Rashida Tlaib, freedom.
Why would she lose support from the squad? Why should she lose support? She didn't say anything wrong. Like, just explain why what she's saying is wrong. They never talk about it. They just only talk about like the impact that they think Ilhan Omar should get, the consequences that Ilhan Omar should face. And that comes from a place of profound privilege where they're just like, we don't even need to talk about it. She's just a fucking Muslim lady with a hijab who's a refugee. You should know your fucking place. And then they move on. Like, it's crazy. Why are we not even engaging in a conversation about like why what she said is like disastrous or some shit? Like, no. He literally just said, know your fucking place, and then moved on to like, I can't believe people are not upset at her about this. That blows my mind. Like, that's so fucking insane, dude. Like, that's nuts.
Speech doesn't exist for Muslim women. The benefit of the doubt doesn't exist for Muslim women. AOC, pretty sick and tired of the constant vilification, intentional mischaracterization, and public targeting of Ilhan Omar, Cori Bush, Jamal Brown, all of them part of the so-called squad. So they do not have leverage. The Pelosi bunch does not have leverage. They lose the squad, they basically lose the majority. They're not going to get anything passed. So I wouldn't hold your breath, Congressman. They're not going to rattle her cage anymore, it doesn't seem. Appreciate you.
Why would they do that? Like, why should they do that? It's so fucking stupid, dude. Ryan Grimm had a really good debate on Rising. No, I'm not going to watch that. It's like so stupid. We already watched like parts about it, okay? I mean, Ryan fucking absolutely destroyed the conservative lady on the new Hill. We watched the best parts already. Anyway, trying to like trying to get Ilhan Omar off the Foreign Affairs Committee is fucking disgusting to me. Like, yeah, he said Jamal Brown instead of Bowman. Like, get over it, okay? Yeah, they're fucking racist as shit. He fucked up the dude's last name. I don't care about that as much as I care about like literally the rest of these the rest of this fucking video, okay? God damn, dude, you guys will like latch on to like all the weirdest shit. Anyway, so I mean, I've talked about this a lot yesterday. It's just it's not only disgusting that Republicans are doing this, but also it's additionally disgusting that Democrats are allowing this to happen by not immediately rushing to defend Ilhan Omar's accurate and truthful statements, okay? Absolutely disgusting to me. Straight up. This is absolutely the hill Zuck clone wants to end on, but he started decomposing a decade. What? Anyway, the other one was fuck. There was another Fox News person. I'm trying to find it. That like even said like, why don't you show a little appreciation when referencing Ilhan Omar? And it made me lose my mind. I'm trying to figure out who it was. That was from yesterday. I need to find that other one. Like, it was so disgusting, dude. I'm trying to figure out who it was. 1 second. No, it wasn't Tom Cotton. It was a Fox News commentator that I'm trying to find. Rubio said that a while ago. No, they say that shit all the time, but it wasn't Tucker Carlson. No, it's the dude with the white hair. Let me see if I can find it. Was this it? Oh yeah, Bill Hemmer. This fucking asshole, dude.
So much support
at this letter. It's unbearable.
But she has so much support too. Call for number 6. Rashida Tlaib sent this out. Freedom of speech doesn't exist for Muslim women in Congress, she writes. The benefit of the doubt doesn't exist for Muslim women. House Democratic leadership should be ashamed of its relentless, exclusive tone policing of Congresswomen of color. She talked about the United States in comparison with the Taliban. You know what the Taliban did to women in Afghanistan? This is reprehensible.
Yeah. America, on the other hand, is, of course, very good to the women in Afghanistan. I mean, like, when I think about, like, women's liberation, I think about bombing the fuck out of women and killing their children and themselves and even raping from time to time, you know, in our endless efforts to destabilize and destroy a region. That's what I think of as, like, the good kind of raping and pillaging and bombing, because we're doing it. You know, problem solved. When we do it in a civil way, because we slap, I guess, like pride flags on those bombs. Dude, what are you talking about? America has been a leading force for women's liberation from this mortal coil? Yeah, like by murdering them. You know what I mean? Or also funding and training the Taliban originally. You know, that too.
Ilhan Omar, she was born in Somalia, raised in a refugee camp in Kenya, came to the United States, I think, at the age of 9. Can she ever fly the flag maybe just once for us?
That is something that I and many other motherfuckers like me who are either Muslim or who are either like foreigners or immigrants or are first generation immigrants have heard so many fucking times for speaking in his eyes out of turn about America. I hear this shit every fucking day in my chat. I've heard this shit my entire life. I'm numb to it. I don't give a fuck, but it triggers the fuck out of me. That's why I said, like, what did you do? What do you mean us? What kind of hardships did you endure? You just crawled out of your mother's disgusting pussy, okay? You fucking piece of shit. And now you just have ownership over all this? You're going to tell me how to love America? Loving America means you can't criticize it? You can't make it better? You dumb fuck? Dumbass, dude. This shit makes me so mad, dude. It just makes me so incredibly fucking mad. Ilhan Omar has worked a million times harder than this monkey in a fucking suit to be here and does more for America by being a fucking congressperson that literally speaks truth about American imperialism and puts her fucking life on the line every goddamn day. She has more patriotism in her fucking pinky than this dipshit has in his entire body and his entire life. Okay? It just makes me so angry whenever I see these fucking assholes have this kind of attitude.
Yeah, maybe a little at this letter.
Yeah, maybe a little. Dumbass, dude. Why don't you fly our flag for once? Now, why don't you overlook the atrocities that we engage in? Is that what fucking flying our flag is, by the way? Is that what it should be? Is that what patriotism is? Patriotism is when you fucking overlook America's crimes. And the more you overlook it, the more patriotic you are. Shut the fuck up. Assholes. This is just like when Donald Trump said, go back to your own country. To Ilhan Omar, who is a refugee, Rashida Tlaib, who's an American citizen of Palestinian descent, and AOC, whose fucking family has been American for longer than Donald Trump's family has. How do you live with that? How do you get away with saying some shit like that? Just in general. But it also is a self-report on the white supremacist attitude. Like, if you're of German descent, it doesn't matter if you're like 2 generations in or 3 generations in. You're more American than a fucking brown person who's been here for 10 generations. You know? That's what you're basically saying. You're saying white equals American. White is right, brother. God damn, dude. God fucking damn. That's why these idiots will tell fucking Native Americans, like, go back to your own country. Trump's Justice Department reportedly seized data from, yeah, this is a big story. I don't really care. Another fucking Florida shooting.